Good afternoon, targeted individuals. On today, I wanted to really share something with you so that you could understand my my history, my past, my journey with this battle called gang stalking. And so to help you to understand, and I'm quite sure when I share this with you, many of you will be able to relate. And this is just to show you, to put into words at the time when you're experiencing gang stalking and you don't understand what you're going through. When you're in the heat of it, when you're in the midst of it, and you don't have the education and the awareness, a lot of times you have no clue what's going on. And so let me share something with you. This is a journal entry of mine, and thank God that I started journaling. It helped me to put all the puzzle pieces together to understand what type of attack I was under. This is a journal entry of mine in 2012. And it says, I feel judged and criticized. I feel exploited and taken advantage of. People gang up and gather together against me. Thus, that journal entry set me on my journey to understand what was going on in my life, exactly who the people were that was in my life that was causing me to feel this way. And it set me on this long journey to understand why and to put a name to my experience, thus leading me to create the gang stalking channel in 2015. And so 3 years from that journal entry led me to create this channel you now know as, a channel for gang stalking. It took me 3 years to put a name to put faces to, and to be able to understand my experience. I didn't have anyone to talk to about this. I didn't have anyone, even when I tried to explain it, you know, no one believed me. I didn't have anyone who could relate. And I discovered that, confronting or talking to your gang stalkers, it does no good. It doesn't do any good to confront them about their actions, their behaviors. It does no good. All it does is it intensifies the treatment, the negative treatment. All it does is alerts them that you're on to that something is not right about these interactions, these relationships. And so it just lets them know, it just puts up their alert that, wait a minute, she's on to something. She's begin to figure it out, that this treatment is not right. Does it cause them to change their behavior? No. It just intensifies. It just causes them to switch strategies. And so, I created this channel because I wanted people to hear my story, and I wanted anyone else out there in the world who was experiencing or going through what I was going through. I wanted them to know that they were not alone, that they were not making this up, that it was not, all in their head, and it wasn't sometimes when you confront your gang stalkers, they will first of all tell you that it didn't happen, that you're making something out of nothing, you're blowing all of this up, you know, it's all in your head, you know, just all kinds of things that they try to tell you to really put it all back on you, to make you take responsibility for what they are doing to you, or to gaslight you so that you'll think that, well, maybe it didn't happen, or maybe it's not that bad, or am I really experiencing this? They will never come clean and tell you, well, yes, I'm doing this to you, or I did this to you and it's wrong. I think I made a video about never expecting an apology, because you'll never get that. All you will get is lying, denying, projecting, and gaslighting. And which, to me, the gaslighting part is the worst form of narcissistic gang stalking. It's the worst thing that you can do to a person, is to try to make them believe that what's happening to them is not really happening to them. And it's basically to further their agenda. And as I wrote in my journal, that I felt taken advantage of and exploited. And so that's one of the tactics of gang stalking, to take advantage of, an unknowing person, and to exploit them, to exploit the good character traits of you, to take advantage of your goodness, to take advantage of your being naive, not exactly knowing or understanding what's going on. They take advantage of that. And so that led me to create this gang stalking channel. And since 2015, I have learned and realized and talked to so many of you out there who have experienced or are experiencing the same thing. But my advice to you is not to confront them, because it will only make things worse for you. I made that mistake, and that is the reason why I can tell you that confronting them and talking to them about it does nothing. All you're going to do is find yourself going in circles, talking about the same thing over and over again. You'll find that things will get worse for you. The attacks will increase, they will intensify, and you'll just be back to square one where you started from. And you'll feel more isolated, you'll feel more exploited, and more taken advantage of than ever before. Because narcissistic gang stalkers, they are so prideful and arrogant. They can't stand any type of constructive criticism. They can't stand for you to tell them that they're doing anything wrong. One thing, if you want to cause a narcissistic gang stalker injury to one of them, tell them that they're doing something wrong. And you'll see the mask fall off, and you'll see a whole different side of them, because you brought up an issue that they were doing wrong. And the only thing that they're going to do to you is lie, gaslight, and deny. Lie, gaslight, and deny. That's the only thing that you're going to get from them. And it's because their pride and arrogance won't allow them to admit that they're capable of doing anything wrong. It will not allow them to face themselves, to say, hey, my behavior towards this person really didn't do anything to deserve this. And their pride and arrogance won't allow them to admit anything to themselves that's wrong with them. It will always be that there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with them, of course. And so pride and arrogance will not allow them to discuss it. You will not get any type of resolution. That's another thing that narcissistic gang stalkers, they will never give you a resolution. Nothing that you say, ask, or, question, you will never receive a straight answer, and you will never receive any type of resolution, and you will not progress with them at all. You'll take one step forward and 10 steps back. And so it's best that once you learn what you're dealing with, is to slowly do your best to get these people out of your life, to distance yourself from them, and to get them out of your life, and to have, as less of an interaction with these people as possible, because it will do, your interactions with them and trying to talk to them and trying to resolve anything, it's just going to wear you out and ultimately destroy your soul. It's not going to make things any better. And so, again, my advice to you is not even to confront them and talk to them about it. And even if you receive some sort of an apology, it will sound something like this: well, I'm sorry that you feel that way. Really? Is that an apology? No, it's not. It's not even close to an apology. It's just a roundabout way of putting the blame back on you, a roundabout way of projecting and gaslighting you and causing you to receive in yourself all of the blame. So, I just wanted to share this with you. Um, Share a little bit about when my journey began. My journey began way before 2012, but after so many lies and gaslighting and blaming me, I started to journal things that was happening to me as proof, you know, as proof positive of what was going on. And it led me to help me to put all the pieces together, to go back and look at, you know, um, look at past happenings and say, wait a minute, this did happen. This is what was taking place.